Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Michelle Fondin and I'm the author of Heal Yourself, A Return to Wholeness, the Integration of Body, Mind, Soul, and Spirit. I'm also the author of Twin Flame Romance, The Journey to Unconditional Love. All of my books are available in paperback, Kindle, and Audible books. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for subscribing below. Click on that bell, scroll up to all for all notifications. And thank you for giving the video a thumbs up. I do readings, 30, 60, and 90-minute readings, Twin Flame Romance, Life Path and Purpose. You can book that at my website, michellefondinauthor.com. This is Removing Obstacle Thursdays, where we discuss a twin flame topic that seems to be an obstacle in the way. Today's topic is embracing separation. Now, I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking, what? What, Michelle? Embracing separation? Aren't twin flames supposed to be in union, reunion, and unity? What in the world are you talking about? This came to me actually when I was doing work with a client, and this was about 3 to 4 weeks ago. And the message that came out when I was doing work with this particular client through their guardian angels was, you need to embrace separation. And so that began a several-week cycle of me reflecting, in deep reflection on this concept of embracing the separation. And the more I reflected upon that, the more it began to make sense to me. And it's some of that sense that I wanted to share with you today on Removing Obstacles Thursdays. So the concept that I've been pondering on and really feeling into my heart on is from the phrase, and you've probably heard this phrase, it's a common phrase. The phrase is, what you resist persists. I'm sure you've heard it at some point. So the thing is that if we keep resisting something that we need to experience, or we resist something that we are perceiving or knowing, then it just keeps persisting. It's kind of like if you have a pain in your abdomen and you've been ignoring it. And then finally, like 2 years later, it's excruciating pain and you go to your doctor and you find out like it's a clogged gallbladder and you have to have gallbladder surgery. Then it's just something that you've been ignoring, but it doesn't mean that it's going to go away. It's just something that's been persisting the entire time. And it's arrived in your life with greater and greater intensity. Now that could go for anything. If you've raised children or are in the midst of raising children, you know this to be true, that a toddler who is whiny, complaining, and tired, and they continue to like cry and carry on, if you ignore them without addressing their feelings, needs, desires, then you know that screaming is just going to get louder and louder and louder. And I know that's not a great example, but I'm just trying to help you to understand of what you resist persists. So that came to me that everything about, and this is going to sound counterintuitive, I know, but everything about twin flame coaching, everything about twin flame education and learning and spiritual awakening is all geared toward getting rid of separation and allowing the twin flame couple to come into unity. And the separation stage is something that happens to most of us. I would not say all of us, but pretty large percentage, between 90 and 95%, I would say, regarding what I have experienced in viewers like you, as well as clients of mine. So most of us, if not all of us, go through this period of separation with our twin flames. And everything that we do in twin flame work is really geared toward this ultimate outcome of union or reunion. And so the message from this person's angels allowed me to take a step back and say to myself, well, what if I, and twin flames around the globe, what if during this period of separation, what if I fully embraced the separation? not gotten angry about it or frustrated or upset or impatient or placing blame on myself, which, believe me, a lot of twin flame coaches out there put the blame on the divine feminine twin flame or tell the divine feminine twin flame that they are to blame if they're not in reunion with their twin, which is not good juju, you guys. But instead of going through all of those stages of like grief regarding the separation, which of course some of that grief does need to be addressed because it's part of your internal work, inner child healing work, but it's that persistence of the resistance of the separation that is likely to perpetuate the separation. Let me explain. If there's a negative feeling that you are feeling, such as grief, sadness, anxiety, depression, and you are continually ignoring it or pushing it away or telling it to just go away without fully embracing it first, without giving it a big hug and embracing it first and going, come here, it's okay, I'm gonna love you for a while. And then when you're able to love that negative feeling, then you're able to better look at it from a different perspective and help it to dissipate. Separation is no different from what I am experiencing and what I've seen in the twin flames that I coach, is that if you continually are saying, when is separation going to end? When is separation going to end? When am I going to be in union? When are we going to be in union? When is this pain going to stop? When am I going to see my twin flame? If you are consistently focused on that energy, you're not loving and embracing the separation and the separation that needs to be loved and embraced. So when you take that separation in, when you say to the separation, and even you can tell this to your twin in the 5D, you can have a conversation with God or your higher source, higher power about this, and you can take that separation in and go, separation, I see you here. I see that you're present in my life now, and that separation, you have put this space between my twin flame and I. I see you there. I appreciate you. I know you're bringing me lessons that I wouldn't have if I were in union with my twin flame. You're bringing my twin flame lessons that they wouldn't have if this space, taking space, this separation wasn't here. I love you. I honor your lessons. I'm ready, open, and willing to have these lessons that you're bringing to me each and every day. And I am enjoying this space that you're giving me. When we constantly repeat that mantra of saying to the separation, I love you, I'm here for you, I'm listening to your messages, I'm honoring your messages, I know you're here for a reason, I trust in divine source, I'm really happy that you're here, what are you here to teach me? You'll be well more able to handle the separation with your twin flame than if you are resisting it, admonishing it, saying you're angry, upset, frustrated, and sad, which are all fine if you're acknowledging those emotions. But if you're constantly in resistance mode with the separation, it's likely to prolong more than it really needs to. And it's kind of like if we go back to that child that starts with whimpering, then crying, then a full-blown temper tantrum. And once your child has escalated into a full-blown temper tantrum, it's really hard to calm that child down. But if you had addressed the child when they were in that whimpering or whiny mode, rather than allowed it to escalate into the temper tantrum mode, then it would be a lot easier to calm and soothe that child so that the next time they might not just escalate into that temper tantrum because they understand that their needs are being met, their feelings are being heard. So when you go to separation as a twin flame stage and approach it like that, you will learn greater lessons from it, and the lessons will likely become more integrated into you as a person than if you are continually in resistance mode, because we look at it as something that our twin flame is doing to us, and that's generally how we look at it. Like, how could they do that to us? How could they abandon me? How could they not love me? How could they choose somebody else? And we look at it as something that our twin flame, divine masculine in general, it's a divine masculine that causes separation. Sometimes it's divine feminines. But we always look at it as, why are they doing this to us? How are they doing this to us? I'm hurt they're doing this to us. Rather than going, how can I look at the separation as a gift that's being given to me? And when we really turn it to looking at the separation as a gift, we start to see the gifts in it. Now, I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking, Michelle, if I embrace separation, and if I love separation, and if I bring warmth and openness to the separation between my twin flame and I, won't I be calling in more separation? Well, no, because the separation is already there. It's already there. It's already right in front of you. So it's not that you're calling more of it in, but you're calling in the lessons that you need to learn from it, which is exactly what it's there to do anyway. So it's not like if you have a snowstorm, let's say there's a blizzard in your town, you could look at it in one of two ways. Now, I am certain that with a snowstorm, I'm going to look at it from, it's such a bother. Why is it here? It's causing roadblocks and cold and power outages. I hate it because I really don't like snow. But you could look at it from that perspective, or you can look at it as like, oh my God, it's so much fun. I get to spend some time with my kids and build snowmen and do snowballs and snowball fights, and we get to shovel together. We're creating family bonds. You know what I mean? So you could look at it from a different perspective. Does that mean you're calling in more snowstorms and blizzards? No, it just means that it's already there. You're just choosing which perspective to embrace it from. So if you're choosing to look at it from, oh, this horrible snowstorm, it's awful, it's causing me to miss days of work, and it's causing the kids to miss days of school, and it's so much burden and work, and it broke my shovel, versus I get to create snowmen or snow bunnies or whatever you're building with your kids, with my kids. So again, different perspective. One is about having fun and bringing love to the situation. One is about this intense frustration and impatience that has been plaguing you without a doubt for months. And when I had this new perspective, I just felt this weight lifted off my shoulders. And I said, honestly, a lot of twin flames have been in separation for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years. And they've continually been looking at it from the negative perspective versus the positive perspective. I want to offer you now the opportunity to look at separation from a very positive perspective. I want you to look at the twin flame separation as a blessing and not a curse. The more you wake up in the morning and you embrace it and love it every single day, and even thanking your twin flame for the separation, the more positive, uplifting, and upbeat you will be, and your eyes will open wider to seeing all of the lessons that are contained within the separation, and you will feel so much better about yourself and about your twin flame and about the twin flame journey. So let's go ahead as a collective and start shifting this perspective and thanking the separation for being here. Thanking it and honoring it and bowing to it and saying, show me your gifts, show me your lessons. I'm open to you now. And really showing reverence for this part of the twin flame journey that is ever so necessary. So I hope this was helpful today. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for subscribing to my channel below. Click on that bell, scroll up to all for all notifications. And thank you for giving the video a thumbs up. Thank you for sharing this video with other twin flames. And thank you so much for your support of my YouTube channel. You can buy a book or 2 or 3. You can join a boot camp. In the boot camp, we learn even more how to love ourselves. So you can join at the links below. You can pledge your support on Patreon, www.patreon.com/Michelle S. Fondon. And I will see you in the next video.